This is ILTV on the hour, bringing the biggest stories from Israel and the Middle East in just 5 minutes. I'm Shosh Bedrosian, and today is day 689 of the war in Gaza. Let's get into all the top headlines at this hour. Israel and Syria are reportedly close to a security deal. That's the message emerging from the meeting in Jerusalem between Prime Minister Netanyahu and U.S. envoy Thomas Barak. According to reports emerging, a meeting yesterday between the Prime Minister and the Special Envoy, the terms of a security agreement between Israel and Syria are nearly complete. Still unpublished, the agreement between Jerusalem and Damascus would reportedly see the Syrian side of the Golan Heights demilitarized, with a ban on weapons that would threaten Israel. Syria would be rehabilitated by the United States and the UAE. The official Syrian news agency Sana reports. Now, President al-Shara confirming that Syria and Israel are at an advanced stage in reaching a security agreement, and the chances are greater than not that an agreement will be reached. Now, al-Shara claims that the agreement would be based on the 1974 disarmament agreement, and Syrian sovereignty would be protected. Al-Shara added that the confidence-building measures could perhaps open the door to an eventual peace agreement. Israeli media says the two sides also agreed to the establishment of a humanitarian corridor to Jabal al-Druze region of Syria. Separately, Barak reiterated that Israel should comply with the U.S.-brokered plan, which Hezbollah will be disarmed by the end of the year in exchange for a halt to Israel's military operations in Lebanon. The plan sets out a phased roadmap for Hezbollah to hand over their arsenals. The Lebanese cabinet approved the plan earlier this month, but Hezbollah is so far refusing to disarm. And while visiting the Haifa naval base this morning, IDF Chief of Staff Eyal Zamir said the military has created opportunities and conditions for a hostage deal with Hamas. According to Channel 13 in Israel, Zamir said, quote, "There is a hostage deal on the table. We need to take it." Zamir also said the IDF has met the objectives of Gideon's chariots, and as a result of the military pressure, the IDF created conditions for the release of the hostages. Now, with the IDF expansion into Gaza City soon, Zamir said the Navy must be ready to defend and assist the ground forces in the attack. And the Iranian regime leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei said on state media that the current situation with the United States was unsolvable and that Tehran would never bow to pressure to obey Washington. The Islamic Republic suspended nuclear negotiations with the United States after the unprecedented bombing by the U.S. and Israel, after both countries determined the regime was getting just days away from creating a nuclear weapon. Of course, that created the 12-day war when Israel was hit with ongoing ballistic missiles by the Iranian regime in residential areas. It comes at the same time Iran's foreign minister landed in Saudi Arabia this morning, and as talks between Iran, the UK, France, and Germany are scheduled on Tuesday. It will be the second meeting since the 12-day war between Israel and Iran, with the last talks located in Istanbul on July 25th. And the Prime Minister says Israel will continue striking against any country that plans attacks on the Jewish state after deadly strikes took place during the afternoon in Sana'a against the Houthis on Sunday. The strikes in Sana'a came shortly after the army announced the investigation into Friday night's ballistic missile attack from Yemen, which found that for the first time, the Houthis used a projectile with a cluster bomb warhead. There were no injuries from that attack on Israel, but some of the munition landed in the backyard of a person's home in central Israel. Defense Minister Israel Katz said Israel has sent yet another strong message to the Houthis for every missile they launch at Israel, and they will pay many times over. Netanyahu confirmed that the palace was struck by not the extent of damages. And that is a wrap here on ILTV on the hour, as we continue to follow all of the current and latest updates that are coming out of the Middle East. We are tracking all of the news from the Gaza war to what's happening in Syria between Israel and, of course, the rest of the region. Thanks so much for watching, and see you soon.